Every time a new character releases in Honkai Star Rail, there's always that topic that comes to mind with how much the game is changing. Firefly brings another approach, being a Super Break DPS, and with the introduction of Super Break coming last patch with Harmony main character, it's all the rise in the newest way to play. With this playstyle getting popular, and the newest game mode Apocalyptic Shadow benefiting the Break Effect playstyle, a lot of players worry that the game is getting harder, and they're forced to pull for these new characters to be able to compete or complete the content. This brings the topic into mind of what really is the direction that they're planning on taking the game in, and the reality of the situation that they are wanting us as players to begin to do. When it comes to players planning to pull for new characters, the majority of the players will only consider a few things. How much should I like this character? So you summon for your favorites. You got Asila, you got an Imbiber Lune, maybe you pull for Jing Liu, you definitely pulled for Kafka. But then there's some other characters from the 1.0 era where you may not have pulled for them. You may not have grabbed Blade, everyone was telling you you didn't need Silverwolf, you may have potentially skipped Wocha and Fushuan because they're sustainers. We all make these kinds of decisions while we're playing, and a lot of it usually leans a certain way. Honkai Star Rail was easy, and it probably still is easy for some players. If you've been playing the game since the launch, your roster is potentially massive, or you've managed to form the teams that you did want in the game. Let's look at where the game is now. The new generation of characters are also powerful. Argenti was a great release for Erudition, but released with the intention to show off his power for pure fiction with the patch after. Ruan Mei is by far one of the best supports in the game, finally making their appearance again now with Firefly being a break damage dealer. Dr. Ratio was given to all players for free upon his release to the end of patch 2.1, a follow-up character that does such incredible damage. Black Swan, our debut 2.0 character, massively changed the game and allowed for damage over time teams to shine so much more. Sparker releases and fully completes the Mono Quantum team, being another Harmony supporter that really works well in crit-based compositions. Akron releasing with an entirely new playstyle that allows debuffs to shine incredibly well, while also having a kit that ignores all toughness and deals massive amounts of damage consistently. Aventurine, a new sustainer that debuts with the gimmick of shielding and attacking when accumulating enough stats, introducing a more offensive sustainer to the roster. Robin just released, being a great support for the follow-up composition, and fully completing the follow-up playstyles team, enhancing them a lot while also enhancing a lot of other characters with their full team action advance forward. And this brings us to our two most recent introductions to the roster, that being Boot Hill as well as Firefly. Both of these characters released in a state where the game is entering another new phase, as well as the introduction of a new game mode, Apocalyptic Shadow. With a meta that is always constantly shifting, and new Harmony Trailblazer being introduced in the game, Break and Super Break have begun to become popular, and the end game modes are starting to show their favoritism towards that playstyle, because of recent character bias for the buffs from the new modes. This leads into the importance of selling a character, or rather, selling a solution for a problem you just don't have yet. Have you ever felt like when you were playing through content in Honkai Star Rail, the teams that you were originally playing have all started to deal with situations a lot slower? Your teams never had the issue before, but all of a sudden you're going from clearing the content with a lot of time left for getting the max rewards, to maybe taking a couple more cycles than before. Or maybe sometimes it's taking too long. That's because it probably is taking longer and your characters from before may not be up to snuff anymore, unless you're willing to get these new shiny partners that'll make them hit harder. But even then, that doesn't work for every character. Replacements will start to steadily come in. Some things you may want from one character would be released for a future character later on. It has the potential to be a direct upgrade based on what you do have. This kind of stuff will happen in a gacha game, and Honkai Star Rail wouldn't be the first game to have done something like this. But the way Star Rail counteracts some of this kind of destruction of older characters is by allowing for there to be passives that can buff them in some sort of way. This can be a new relic set, a new planner set, maybe some light cones, maybe even an entirely new character. Old characters are kept relevant and they aren't just being fully thrown to the back burner. Your investments are still workable, and while it may not be as fast as it was before, this doesn't mean that it will completely hit that wall. Honkai Star Rail has not reached that level yet, but I can totally see it happening in the future. And let's look at the endgame modes now too. With Apocalyptic Shadow on the table, there's an entirely new style of play for it as a whole compared to what we have in the game already. Currently the mode focuses all on break effect, and given the latest release of the characters recently, it would only make the most sense that break teams are the shining grace. But with the Apocalyptic Shadow release, I've been doing a lot of research and seeing a lot of players are starting to not be able to fully complete this mode and get full rewards. I think part of the blame does come around the break teams being the specialization. Because of that, a lot of players are starting to say these newer units do introduce a form of power creep. In reality, what exactly is power creep, and is it really what's happening here? I think the state of the game is less about power creep right now, and it's more about relevancy. You can still bring your Seela into most endgame content, and she's able to do her job just fine. It just takes a bit more work. Jing Yuan, in all arguments, you can say has been power crept by the likes of Acheron, who essentially deals as much damage, if not more, given the right circumstances. But this is more of a blanketed statement looking at numbers rather than at situations when you can run them both at their highest potentials. The new Apocalyptic Shadow mode focuses on bringing out the best of break characters, those two characters being Firefly and Boothill. But this isn't the first time we've had a situation like this. I think a big thing players need to realize is that with a new game mode joining our rotation, there's also a lot more that you have to consider. Team building in Apocalyptic Shadow is a bit different than your standard building, like in Memory of Chaos, and it's also different from Pure Fiction. All three game modes are promising in their own way, but are able to differentiate enough where you're not able to have a cookie-cutter situation or answer for each game mode the same way. Each one also comes with a set of buffs that allows for the newest characters to shine more. Firefly will seem really powerful as of right now, but give her a change of pace with a new Memory of Chaos or the next iteration of Apocalyptic Shadow to show the true colors behind the team. Himeko is a 1.0 character that has only grown better and better with each given patch, across every game mode at that. There will be a time and place for each character to shine, and currently some will shine more than others, and that's okay. This is also another reason as to why each game mode now lasts for 6 weeks, to help incentivize you to build new characters and try out different strategies to be able to help you get those last couple stars that you're missing. Firefly is very much the flavor of the month right now, and all the talk at the top. But will that power last? And is it really Firefly herself that makes her so strong? One of the biggest things to consider when talking about the true power of characters is what is it that makes them that strong? Team building is such an important part of planning around your characters in Honkai Star Rail. They'll be spending a lot of your time just trying to build what's best for your favorite characters. Firefly is a really strong character, but I think it's more thanks to the team members that she has available to her that brings that shining moment for her more than anything. Ruan Mei is by far one of Firefly's best partners, giving her all sorts of damage boosts, allowing for her to shine much more, while additionally providing even more weakness break efficiency. Not to mention with her ultimate also allowing for enemies to stay weakness broken for 2 turns instead of 1, further increasing your Firefly's damage massively. HMC further enables her super break capabilities by allowing for 2 instances of super break to trigger, allowing for your Firefly to hit that 360% break effect requirement for a major trace to deal even more super break damage. And Gallagher, a support released not too long ago, gaining more traction for applying a debuff, granting more break damage to being dealt to the targets. These are the characters that are used to further enhance Firefly and makes her the strong character. I think Firefly is great, but she's only as great as the team that is able to make her great. Acheron is another character to consider behind teammates bringing out the most from a character. However, what truly makes Acheron so strong is the fact that she can be slotted into so many teams and still be able to make a difference in performance as long as they can provide debuffs. You can run her with the damage over time team. Acheron is a great variation of that team, allowing for her to get her nihility boosts as well as a constant flow of debuffs. You can also run her with like Pela and Silverwolf, 2 debuffers that will provide her the most uptime for her debuffs as well. You can also choose to run her with only 1 nihility partner at the cost of losing some damage, but could potentially bring a character like Bronya or Sparkle to allow for your Acheron to take more actions. Acheron is considered to be one of, if not the strongest character in the game. I think that's thanks to her versatility in team compositions, but also her power in every bit of content that can be tackled. If you toss Firefly into a situation without her best team, the performance may dwindle, by a big portion at that, making her even have to work harder for it. This doesn't mean Firefly is bad. She excels in the situations where she needs to excel, but this also means that she's not perfect. And there are other characters you can run in her place that may be able to perform in a similar way. Firefly will hopefully manage to continue to get better as time goes on. Super Break is still relatively new as a game mechanic, and it has a lot of new potentials to grow even further. Now, where do we go from here? With each new character that passes by, the conversation will always begin to shift more and more into who is going to be the best. Firefly deserves to have that title right now, and maybe Jade will also deserve that title when she releases. Powercreep is not here in the game yet, in my opinion. There are signs that show that we're leading into that direction. However, I also believe that there isn't any true power creep just yet. We have 50 characters in our growing roster, and honestly, that's kind of insane to actually think about right now. 50 characters is a lot. And with all those characters, every character has their own unique ways of being able to be useful and relevant. With over a year into Honkai Star Rail's lifetime, I think the topic of power creep will always come up more and more. But I'd say we're safe for now, and should be happy that they're willing to experiment with the game mode to provide harder content for us all, especially as long as the rewards keep on coming. And with that, I think that's all I've got for this video. Thanks for watching. There's a lot going around with the topic of power creep and with the strengths and weaknesses for all these units. I think that's a great topic to bring up with another video explaining more about the power of building proper team compositions. If there's anything you guys would like to see covered, I'd love to hear it. Comment down below how you're enjoying Firefly and what you're most looking forward to now with the Penacony storyline having come to a close. I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's great to be back. Till next time, peace.